Welcome back to the D&D Talk Wrestling Weekly Rewind. Should be the last episode with me. I believe Dave is... Last time he told me he was in like Carolina, I believe. They're either home or still driving home. I'm not 100% sure, but... So actually, welcome to the DTW Weekly Rewind. Strap in, because there's a lot that happened this weekend, a lot that went down, a lot that we need to talk about. We're gonna start with Nala going crazy for whatever reason. We're gonna start obviously Dynamite last week. It had the final four-way match for the number 2 spot in the women's gauntlet match at All In. It was Megan Bayne, Thekla, Queen Aminata, and Tay Mello. Megan Bayne got the win and is entering in the number 2 spot. Nothing really else happened on Dynamite, like nothing crazy, because I know we said we're going to summarize a lot of stuff, but nothing, because it was the go home. Well, Collision was technically the go home, but it was the go home to All In, so they're not going to do anything crazy. Something happened, like the Death Riders obviously were attacking Hangman and Hangman and Ospreay and Strickland and all that, but like there's a lot of all-in stuff happening. So on Collision, we were introduced to Skyflight, the newest AEW group of Scorpio Sky, Top Flight, Layla Gray, and their manager Christopher Daniels. So it's kind of like I expected last week. I assumed last week that Daniels was just the manager of Sky, but no, he's the manager of the whole group. That's really cool. Nothing like Collision was on Thursday, obviously, because All In was Saturday. Nothing really else happened. And obviously it was the go home show. Nothing crazy. So let's move to All In, because there were some things happening. So I'll be honest, I didn't watch All In. It was on while I was at work, so I was able to catch glimpses. I was watching some people streaming on TikTok. I was watching some people streaming on Twitch. So I was able to watch it here and there. But most of the time I kept refreshing AEW's page, Twitter page, or even like Sean Ross Sapp, people like that. It's already been over a week, not over a week, but it's already like Dynamite's tonight. I don't know if I'll watch it. I pretty much saw the whole thing. There was little bits and pieces I didn't, but pretty sure I saw the whole thing. All In started with the AEW World Trios match with the Ops against the Death Riders. The Ops won, but it seemed like the Death Riders didn't really care if they won or not. They were more into attacking the Ops, laying them out, making sure they didn't help Hangman later on, because they helped Hangman throughout the last couple weeks. They put a chair on Samoa Joe's neck and almost called him Cesaro. Claudio stomped on it, putting him out. But he's also going to be out for a little bit because of promoting Twisted Metal Season 2. I never watched Season 1 yet. It's on... Oh no, it's on Peacock. I thought it was on Max. It's on Peacock. I could watch it. I'm going to have to watch it. The second match that happened was the men's gauntlet match. I've said it over the last couple of episodes. I love this idea of the gauntlet match. I love the idea of 2 people starting, and then every 2 or 3 minutes somebody else coming in. There could be more people in the back. It could end with the first 2. It could end with the first 3. A little bit through the match... So Ricochet was in the match, and the next person that came out was Juice Robinson, who I love, like the crazy Juice Robinson, but I couldn't tell it was him because he shaved his mustache. It was really weird. But the Gates of Agony are aligning with Ricochet because he's been looking for a group. They were going to take him out, and then the Gun Club returned. Austin and Colton Gunn. They did the 310 to Human and Ricochet. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because they're like Bullet Club Gold, the Bang Bang Gang, and they're all with Jay White. I love it. Those are some great, like, I don't want to say Juice isn't really an up-and-comer, but like the Guns are absolutely an up-and-coming tag team that's going to do awesome stuff later on. Obviously, MJF won the match. Mark Briscoe had somebody up for the J Driller. I don't remember who it was. And it's after he hit it, MJF threw Mark out of the ring and pinned whoever it was. I want to say it was Mystico, maybe. I'm not 100% sure. So that guarantees him a title match whenever he wants. The next part is gonna be one of the tough things that happened over the weekend. There was a couple, but this was the first, like, oh man. There is, when I first watched the clip, I felt it in my heart when I'm watching this, and it just felt like everything around me stopped. I couldn't hear anything. I couldn't really, like, pay attention to anything, and I rewatched this clip a couple times. Adam Cole walked down to the ring and officially vacated the TNT title. There's medical issues, other stuff came up. He got another, from what we're seeing, reports, certain playbacks, he has another concussion, and it possibly sidelined him for longer than anyone has expected. He was ready to go out and act like he said it in his speech. He's not ready to retire, but when this was first talked about, he was ready to just go out and retire. He was, but like, cooler heads prevailed. I'm guessing the rest of the Paragon talked him down. Speaking of the Paragon, they were all out with, I think they were all, Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly out in the ring. They were all tearing up. Adam Cole could barely get through his little speech. He thankfully gave us, like, you can see he was crying, they were crying. They showed people in the crowd crying. He gave us one last, I don't want to say one last. I don't want to say one last, just in case. But he gave us one, Adam Cole, baby! Just in case. But then he's walking up, and that led into, because he had to vacate it, a 4-way match for the TNT Championship, and Daniel Garcia was the first one that came out. The rest of the Paragon, dapped him up. He went and hugged Adam Cole, and you can see them, they were talking back and forth, and it was really like a heartfelt moment, because he obviously, Cole won the title off of Garcia, but you can tell that they've gotten close in the last couple months of doing stuff together. But along with Garcia in this fatal 4-way was Kyle Fletcher, Sammy Guevara, and Dustin Rhodes. And with the win of a lifetime and the first singles title in, I think I read, 20 years, Dustin Rhodes is the new TNT champion. That's crazy. Like, I couldn't, when I saw it, I was like, no, there's no way. I had to go back and rewatch the clip. And it's funny to think that Cody was the first TNT champ. Obviously, this isn't the last TNT champ, but it's really cool that Cody was the first one, and now Dustin's the new TNT champion. It really meant a lot. Like, his cousins, I believe, were in the ring. There's a Rhodes tag team. I think they're cousins of him. They were in the ring. The Von Erichs, he's in a, they have the Ring of Honor 6-man titles. It's the 3-man titles. I don't know why they call it 6-man titles. And of course, Sammy Guevara, who was his tag team partner, they were all in the ring embracing him. That was another, like, to go from the low of Adam Cole talking about everything that's going on to the high of Dustin winning a singles title for the first time in, it's like 20 or 30 years. I couldn't find the tweet, and I should have retweeted it, but I didn't think about it. Up next was the Young Bucks and Swerve vs. Ospreay, with so many things on the line. Obviously, the Bucks lose. They're no longer VPs. Swerve and Ospreay lose. They cannot challenge for the world title for a year. This is like one of the tag team matches that when you talk about tag team matches, you're like, this is like what tag team is about. Even like thinking about the old school Hardy, Edge and Christian, Dudleys and all that stuff. But the Young Bucks and Swerve and Ospreay did amazing stuff in this match. It ended with I love when they can figure out how to do their finishers as combos. It ended with a combo of the house call and the hidden blade on the Matt Jackson to give the faces the win and making the Young Bucks no longer EVPs. Which is really weird, because if you go on AEW's website, it shows under Swerve and under Ospreay EVPs. They're not. They don't want it. I don't know. It was just I don't know if it's a funny thing AEW did. Well, I guess we'll have to see. The women's gauntlet match was up next. There was no real surprise. There was some. I should have wrote her name down. Someone debuting. I'm thinking from Stardom maybe. I can't remember her name. I should have wrote it down. But Athena won. She picked up the win. Now she's got her women's opportunity. Next was the AEW World Tag Team Championship 3-way match of the Syndicate, Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, Jet Speed, Kevin Knight, Mike Bailey, and the Patriarchy, Christian Cage, and Nick Wayne. FTR was on commentary for the match. I only say that because it's going to matter a little bit later. The Hurt Syndicate were retained after Lashley hit a spear on the Christian. After the match, FTR came in the ring because before the spear, Christian was going to do an unprettier on Lashley, but Lashley pushed him and they landed on FTR. So obviously they came into the ring. Christian tried to get the rest of the Patriarch out of the ring, like, hey, we don't need this, we don't have to do any of this. But Nick Wayne stopped him and pulled him in and hit him with the unprettier. And everyone, not everyone, FTR looked shocked. Mama Wayne started laughing, so you can tell it was like part of the thing. FTR started nodding their heads. So Nick Wayne had a chair. Well, Nick Wayne had Christian in a like a headlock, I guess. Mama Wayne slapped him across the face. Pow! Right across the face. That like knocked him out. It didn't. It just put him back on the ground. Nick Wayne was gonna hit him with a concerto, and you hear Cope's music, and I had a feeling as I'm watching this. I was like, it's not gonna happen, but I knew from like the beginning of him coming there, something like this was gonna happen. Cope's music hits. He comes out. He's holding, oh my God, he's holding Spike in his hand. He had it in the match against Christian. Goes down in the ring, takes out FTR, takes out Nick Wayne. Mama Wayne leaves. He goes to pick up Christian, and he goes, go. And I go, he's not going to stay. Because when Cope first got, well, he was Adam Copeland. He still is. But when Copeland got there, he wanted to team with Christian again. And Christian hugged him, and Christian was like, go fuck yourself. And I was like, he's not going to say the same thing to Christian right now. He was like, go find yourself. And just left the ring. And to me, I was like, oh man, are we getting Edge or Cope and Christian for like one last final tag team run? Are they going to become tag team champions in AEW? That's something that I can't wait to see. Up next was the AEW Women's World Championship between Toni Storm and Mercedes Moné. In a match that could have gone either way between both of them, Toni Storm actually retained and gave the CEO her first singles loss in AEW, which was something that a lot of people were nervous wasn't going to happen. But now I'm wondering if like this gets into Mercedes' head and she just loses everything. The TBS title goes, the Rev Pro title goes, the New Japan Strong title. Like she just starts losing them all. Obviously, the one she can't is the Bret Hart belt. I don't know what they call it. That's not what it's called. But obviously, she can't lose that one. She just gives it up, and next year somebody gets into the tournament. The AEW Unified Championship match is next. This match is what the history of these two are all about. Okada and Omega have had some of the greatest matches in New Japan. Seeing clips of them is what actually got me into New Japan. I never knew anything about it, but seeing the matches they did back then was amazing. In the final minutes of the match, Omega countered a Rainmaker attempt with a small package, trying to get the pin. Okada kicked out. Omega tried to reset with another V-trigger. Okada absorbed it, reversed the next shot, and hit a final Rainmaker to win and become the inaugural AEW Unified Champion. And it was announced later on that because the Continental title is in there, the Unified title is going to have no outside interference, nobody coming down with them. So technically, Omega would have won because Don Callis was helping Okada, and even Tony Khan was like, if this was announced beforehand, Don Callis would be fired. Omega would have the title. Here we go, strap in. It's time for the main event of All In. The AEW World Championship Texas Death Match between Hangman Adam Page and Jon Moxley. A couple minutes into the match, forks and barbed wires are being used. There's a video that they put on later that Hangman's backstage and he goes like this to a cameraman, and the cameraman comes over and he pulls out a fork out of his boot and he just puts it back in, doesn't say nothing. So he takes a fork out and starts smashing Moxley in the forehead with a fork. Moxley gets barbed wire, wraps it around his arm, and starts hitting Hangman with that. Obviously, to no one's surprise, the Death Riders interfered. Hangman was able to take out at least Yuta and Marina Shafir. Ospreay came to try to hold off Gabe, Kib, and Claudio, but Claudio decimated Ospreay with a chair. Moxley got a plastic bag like he was going to use, like he used to end Bryan Danielson's career. But then a video started playing on the Titantron, and it's Darby Allin from the summit of Mount Everest, promising revenge, and it shows him jumping off, and you're like, oh, is he just going to come down? He does, but that's later. That was kind of the distraction for Bryan Danielson to get back into the ring, who I never thought I would see that. He gets into the ring. He's got a blue tiger mask on. He's doing the yes chants. The first thing he does, boom, Busaiku Nita, Wheeler Yuta. Seconds later, after that, Darby Allin repels. Where they were at in Texas, they have like the screens in the middle. He comes rappelling down from in between them, which is kind of funny because people were saying that they saw something hanging there all night. So Darby Allin was literally chilling there all night, and this was like a 6-hour event. So he was probably up there for 8-10 hours maybe. He came down from the ceiling. He did a coffin drop onto the other Death Riders. Danielson clotheslined Yuta over the side, so he was out for a little bit. The Young Bucks then hit the ring to help out Mox, and they grabbed a bed of nails from under the ring. Moxley hit a paradigm shift onto the nails, but somehow Hangman survived. Mox was like, Marina, that's it, we're ending it. Go get the briefcase with the title. I'm going to smash him with it just so he knows. She goes to get it, and as she's leaving, she can't move because she's handcuffed to the table. Out from underneath the table comes Prince Nana doing his dance. Now she can't interfere. He just leaves, but then Swerve comes down. Swerve grabs a chair and smashes. Yeah, he took out the Young Bucks with a steel chair. He had the chain around his neck that was like Hangman's thing and his thing, and they were using it back and forth. He took the chain off and threw it at Hangman as like a, hey, I understand everything that happened in our past. It's over. We're done. We're good. Hangman hit Mox with the chain a couple times. Then he wrapped it around his neck and threw him over the top rope. And Hangman's struggling. Mox is struggling. He's going crazy. He's grabbing at it. He finally taps out, giving the victory and the new AEW champion, Hangman Adam Page. It's really heartfelt. You can see him. He's getting water. He's getting teary-eyed. He gets the briefcase. He opens up the briefcase. He pulls out the title that no one has seen since Moxley beat Bryan Danielson. And it even still has Bryan Danielson's side plates on it, which is crazy. Moxley never put side plates on it. He never did anything. He won it, put it in his briefcase, and he said it wasn't going to be seen until a true champion comes back, and Hangman, the true champion, is back. All In, I love All In every year. I don't like how they're doing it in like the middle of the day, because I do like watching All In. The first All In got me like, it hooked me really, really quick. Like, I loved watching that event. That was it for a lot of AEW's in-ring stuff. There's a couple outside of the ring things. Bryan Danielson shared that WWE recently contacted him to stop doing the yes chants. But what's the first thing he did when he showed up on All In? He did the yes chants. A couple birthdays in AEW. Yesterday, 2 days ago, Anna Jay's birthday. Today, 3 birthdays. Happy birthday to Bobby Lashley, Excalibur, and QT Marshall. I saw the QT one right before we started it, so I don't have it written down. Now for some WWE things. The SmackDown was obviously the go-home show to Saturday night's main event and to Evolution. So nothing crazy really happened because I think WWE's starting to realize that they can't be doing crazy stuff weeks up to an event with like Liv Morgan getting hurt. That screws up the Evolution storyline she had with Nikki. That screws up SummerSlam in her home state. There's another injury that happened over the weekend that we still don't know what's really going on with it. The only really things that happened on SmackDown were the Wyatts defeated the Street Profits to become the WWE Tag Team Champions. That was crazy. I never imagined that happening, and everyone was so happy for them backstage. A lot of people were showing pictures of the Wyatt family winning the tag titles with the Wyatt Six, and it was really like a heartfelt thing. In a shocking upset, Aleister Black lost to R-Truth. It was really weird, really random. But like in the back afterwards, Aleister was talking to Damian Priest, and you can kind of see like the heel come out because he's talking to Priest like, yeah, we're cool, don't worry about it. He walks away, and then boom, Black Mass. I'm hoping heel Aleister is coming back because I like heel Aleister. Obviously, over the weekend, there was Great American Bash, Saturday Night Main Event, and Evolution. We're gonna wait to talk about that till Dave comes back. That's probably gonna be next week's podcast. We're gonna do a rundown of all of that because there's a lot of stuff happened. There's an injury that happened that, I mean, Seth Rollins got injured. He hurt his knee, tweaked his knee. He went for an MRI on Monday. It was still too swollen. He doesn't know how long they're going to be out. I'll talk about it now. On Raw, they tried talking to Paul Heyman about it. I don't know why I couldn't remember his name. Heyman was like, you know what? He's got till next June to cash in the Money in the Bank. Let's let him rest. Let's not worry about it. Let's worry about the rest of the group now. But of course, obviously, talking Raw, talking NXT, there's going to be some hints into what happened over the weekend. Obviously, you're watching this. You know what happened over the weekend. Adam Pearce did announce on Raw that he announced that there's going to be a match at SummerSlam, a triple threat for the Women's World Championship of Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, and the new Women's World Champion, Naomi. Yeah, Naomi cashed in, Money in the Bank, Evolution. I didn't see that coming. That wasn't in my story at all. I had Jade winning at SummerSlam against Tiffany Stratton, and then I had her cashing in on Jade. Never would have imagined that was going to happen. Lyra Valkyrie defeated Bayley in a 2 out of 3 falls match to become the #1 contender for the Intercontinental title and to face Becky Lynch. I think that match is also at SummerSlam. I don't know if that part was announced, but obviously with that, we know Becky won an Evolution in their triple threat match with an amazing roll-up. That roll-up came out of nowhere. I really liked it. There was a gauntlet match to determine Gunther's next challenger at SummerSlam because obviously Goldberg wasn't winning. Well, I shouldn't say obviously because I was scared that was going to happen, but Goldberg didn't win. So in the gauntlet match, it started out Breaker Penta, Breaker won, Breaker beat Penta, Breaker beat LA Knight, Breaker beat Jey Uso, then it was CM Punk and Breaker. CM Punk defeated Braun Breaker to face Gunther at SummerSlam for a title match, which is insane, which I love. Somebody wanted to join because they're getting antsy. So I have a co-host. Look, here's my co-host. My co-host is here. During the gauntlet match, Michael Cole said it was a no DQ, which didn't make sense to me. I swear they've always been like DQ matches. So of course Breaker had Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed interfered a couple times. He was going to interfere in the part with CM Punk. Jey Uso came back out to fend off Bronson Reed. So after the match, Breaker and Reed, of course, tack Punk. They have Uso and Punk stacked up. Breaker's about to go up, hit the tsunami. The Tribal Chief returns. Roman Reigns is back. I don't like that they're doing OTC 1. I don't understand the 1. Roman Reigns is back. He came out, spears them, takes them out of the ring, helps up Jay, looks at Punk, doesn't really say anything to Punk, so we're going to see where that goes. But we haven't seen Roman since the night after WrestleMania when Breaker joined Rollins. And I can't wait. I'm so excited for this. I can't wait to see where this is going. The rumors are it's going to be a tag match of Breaker and Reed against Jay and Roman. I'm down for it. I'm so excited. I can't believe he's back, yo. That was pretty much the end of Raw. NXT, nothing really crazy happened. Masha Slamovich showed up because, like, the week prior, it was announced that it was going to be Masha versus the winner of JC and Jordan Grace for title versus title at TNA Slammiversary. JC won. We'll talk about that. Stuff happens. So she showed up for that. Nothing else really happened. Like, there was a triple threat between the family. Tony D'Angelo won. It seems like that may have been his send off to come up. I'm not 100% sure. It kind of looked like it. There was a match with Dark State and Joe Hendry, Mike Santana, and Trick. And obviously during it, Trick walks out, so it's just Santana and Hendry against Dark State, and Dark State's been out to get TNA. So the system from TNA come back. Brian Myers. Who was it? It was Brian Myers, Fandango. I can't think of the third person. I know Moose is in the system, but he wasn't there. It wasn't him. Oh, Eddie Edwards. So they go out, they attack Dark State. Obviously, well, I shouldn't say obviously, because System's kind of like the heels in TNA, but Santana and Joe Hendry go to help them. Nothing really else. Masha Slamovich pinned JC Jane, and there was a triple threat match at the end of the night. Masha Slamovich pinned JC for that. That's pretty much all for NXT. A couple news things from WWE. Sunday, the same night as Evolution, was the 10-year anniversary of Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, and Sasha Banks debuting in WWE. Michael Cole talked about that on the pre-show. And they actually said Sasha Banks, which is a really cool shout-out because sometimes they don't do stuff like that. I'm going to skip my favorite part and go to the next one. 49ers lineman officially announces... Oh, I didn't put his name in there. Oh, well, whatever. He's a 49er. Who cares? 49ers lineman officially announces a relationship with Maya Lesnar, Brock Lesnar's daughter. Be careful, brother. Be careful. He looks like a big dude, too, but be careful. I love how petty Bret Hart is. I'm not really a Bret Hart fan, but I love how petty Bret Hart is. He said he would have pulled the plug on Goldberg's speech earlier than NBC did. And I quote, "I would have cut it off sooner than the network did. I would have cut it off as soon as his music started for his entrance." So if you didn't watch Saturday night's main event, Goldberg lost. Goldberg tapped out. Gunther had him in a choke. Gunther's leaving, and it goes to commercial. And I was like, what's going on? Something's weird happening. They come back. Goldberg's in the ring doing his, like, thank you speech, whatever. And he gets, 30 seconds into it, and NBC cuts it. And I go to Peacock, and it was cut on Peacock. I can understand it being cut on NBC because they have to run for time. You're a national television channel. But on Peacock, it just ends, and it was really weird. And I know Goldberg said he didn't really like it. Goldberg also said he didn't like that his farewell retirement match wasn't on a PLE. He was like, they wouldn't do that to Cena, they wouldn't do that to Punk, they wouldn't do that to somebody else. Dude, you're on Saturday Night Main Event. Like, it's still a big thing. It wasn't a Raw or a SmackDown. Like, I don't understand. Get over it. It was also said that I don't know. I think he was on Era Hawani saying all this. He also said that WWE offered his son Gage. I believe it's Gage. Goldberg? Cage? I think it's Gage. WWE offered him an NIL contract, but he immediately declined it, looking at how much money they were giving him. He didn't say if it was too much or not enough, but he was like, no, he's not going there yet. He's going to try football first. I don't need another Goldberg in WWE, man. Like, we don't need it. We're good. We don't need any more. That's pretty much all the news. There's not really any other. I mean, the other was the Slammiversary stuff, but it was talked about during NXT. I don't really have a shout out either. Oh, shout out. Go see the Superman movie. It's really good. I saw it the other night. I have a review of it on my channel. Shout out my channel again because I can. It's really good. I liked it a lot more than I thought I was gonna. I need to put you down for this part because it's promo time. So, my promo for this week. We here at Dave and Dave Talk Wrestling have come to the conclusion that our ego was used against us for a certain reason. And it's really bothering. I don't know, to him, so he's the one that realized that our ego was used against us in a negative way, positive way. It's used against us, so obviously a negative way. I don't like that. Don't try to come in and realize who we are, what we do, and use that to your advantage, because it's not going to work. And especially now, it's not going to work. He might be a little bit more lenient on it, because it's always been... So, gorilla position, we're coaches at work, but he's always been like the... I don't want to say the nice coach and the mean coach, but it's always been like a... Hey, if you're getting passed along from coach to coach and you end up at me, it's make or break for you. And that's just how it goes. There's been a couple people that didn't work with a couple coaches, and I was like, you know what? Give them to me, and they're going to get the hard truth. So the hard truth is, the next time someone tries to use our ego against us to get them a position, it's not happening. I'm shutting it down immediately. I don't like it. I don't like how it was done. It could have just been real from the jump. We have to look on other things now and realize what's actually going on. But yeah, it's not a cool thing to happen. But that was it. Just a quick little rewind from the... not quick, because it was long. There was a lot of stuff. We didn't even talk about the WWE stuff. There is going to be a podcast. We recorded a bunch of episodes when he was still here before going on vacation. So there's going to be a podcast tomorrow. Watch Dynamite tonight. You know, watch SmackDown, watch Raw, watch NXT. Watch what you like, man. If you like New Japan, if you like Ring of Honor, Old Ring of Honor, watch all that stuff. Just watch wrestling. Give it a chance. That's really weird. Where did all that come from? Why am I getting sappy all of a sudden? We'll see you guys tomorrow for the podcast. Later.